Well, happy new year, my lovely viewers. How are you doing? I've missed you so much. I hope that you had a fantastic start to the year. Well, my name is Betty Kialo. Welcome to this Friday with me, Betty Kialo. It's been a great start to the year. I hope uko poa, uko fiti, uko home. Well, I have to say thank you so much to all our viewers, all our fans, TV47 fans, of course, who continue to keep it with us right here. It's going to be a fantastic year. In Jesus' name, we'll do it. Man, it's going to be a great show also tonight. We have the one and only Peter Salasia Kalerwa, the MP for Mumias East, of course coming with the good vibes na maendeleo ya Mumias East atatuambia imefika wapi. But apart from that, we also have Willis Ocheng, who's going to be joining us from Kisii County. And tonight I want to ask him, do we say turmeric or do we say turmeric? It's going to be a fantastic show, of course, coupled with the top stories. Let's begin with the highlights. Of course, TV47 Weekend begins now.
The Ministry of Education releases the 2025 KCSE results, revealing a notable improvement in overall student performance and a higher number of learners qualifying for university admission. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba responded sharply to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's remarks on national school placements. A family in Mombasa is demanding answers after their relative died from electrocution while at work.
All right, well, thank you so much for staying with us right here on TV47. Of course, our sign and language anchor tonight is Catherine Simaloi. Let's begin with our top stories. And the 2025 KCSE results continue to show a gradual improvement in overall performance across the country. However, concern is growing over the rising number of candidates scoring grade C and below, which has increased by 9,974 over the past year. As debate intensifies over transition to senior school and skills-based learning, Elizabeth Ateno takes a closer look at the numbers behind this year's results.
72.7% of the 993,226 candidates who sat their KCSE in 2025 have failed to secure direct entry to the university after 722,511 candidates scored grade C plain and below. Although the number of those who scored grade E has slightly declined compared to last year, the number remains alarmingly high, with 47,798 candidates obtaining that grade this year. A total of 161,724 candidates have scored D-. The number of candidates who scored D plain this year stands at 145,557, while 126,915 attained D+. In addition, 120,615 candidates scored C-, while 115,801 achieved C plain. In 2024, 712,537 candidates scored grade C and below. Of these, 48,333 scored E, 151,487 obtained D-, 153,334 scored D plain, and 128,885 achieved D+. A total of 118,781 candidates scored a C-, while 111,717 obtained C plain. This year, 270,715 candidates scored C+ and above, up from 246,391 in 2024. 1,932 candidates scored grade A in 2025, an increase from 1,693 in 2024. National schools produced the highest number of grade A candidates at 1,526, followed by extra county schools at 197 and private schools at 185. Additionally, 9,336 candidates scored A-, 23,990 candidates attained B+, while 50,215 score B plain. A total of 80,681 candidates have scored B- and 104,561 have achieved C+. For the second year in a row, female candidates outnumber male candidates. This year, 501,214 candidates are female, while 492,012 are male. The 2025 KCSE cohort is among the last under the 844 system, with the final KCSE exam expected in 2027. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47, Nairobi.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth, for that. Now, Education Cabinet Secretary Migoso Gamba has officially presided over the release of the 2025 KCSE examination results for 909,326 candidates at AIC Chebises High School in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. Now, the results show an overall improvement compared to 2024, even as the number of reported examination irregularities rose. Accompanied by senior education stakeholders, Ogamba reassured the public that the competency-based education curriculum remains on track as learners begin accessing their results online. Take a look.
Oversighting matters, education and training.
The 2025 KCSE results were released at 10 a.m. at Chebises High School in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, with candidates recording improved performance compared to the 2024 cohort.
The number of candidates with direct university entry qualifications of mean grade C+ and above was 270,715, which is 27.18% in the year 2025 KCSE examination. This is an improvement compared to 246,391, which was 25.53% in the year 2024.
However, cases of examination malpractice increased in 2025, leading to the cancellation of results for 1,180 candidates.
Consequently, and in line with the applicable law and regulations, their examination results have been cancelled.
As the KCSE examination under the 844 system approaches its final phase, CS Ogamba noted steady progress in the implementation of the CBE curriculum, while Education Principal Secretary Julius Bitok lauded the timely disbursement of 44.2 billion Kenyan shillings in the first capitation, saying it will support effective implementation of CBC curriculum. The ministry also cited progress in teacher recruitment, with 100 recruited since 2023.
The transition to competency-based assessment marks a decisive step forward, one that shifts our focus from rote memorization to the demonstration of skills, values, and knowledge that empower learners to thrive in the 21st century.
I got a call from one of the stakeholders who is in here a few days ago and said, for the first time in many years, he told me he's 25 years old in the profession, he has never seen capitation released before schools open. It's a record thing.
Meanwhile, TSC Chief Executive Officer Evelyn Mitei said teachers are ready to receive the first cohort of grade 10 learners set to report to school next Monday, noting that educators are adequately prepared, adding that teachers have the competency, skills, and confidence needed to support learners under CBE curriculum.
We want to assure parents that all teachers are prepared to receive the grade 10 CBE candidates.
The message. And let me not take very long. Let me also recognize the Board of Management.
Now, the release of the 2025 KCSE examination results has triggered scenes of celebration and relief across the country as students, parents and teachers mark impressive academic achievements. Well, from coastal towns to the Rift Valley and central Kenya, schools have broken into song and dance as top performers emerge. With the results now out, candidates are turning their attention to the next chapter of their academic and career journeys. Suzanne Locha reports.
The release of the KCSE results has sparked nationwide celebrations, with students, parents and communities rejoicing in the rewards of hard work, dedication and patience. In Kiambu County, Mangu School led the celebrations after posting outstanding results. In Malindi, Kilifi County, schools including Tahuid Boys School, Beluga Girls School and East Kama Academy marked strong academic performance with jubilant celebrations.
Sasa tunawashauri pia wani ambao wako nyuma watie bidii.
In Elgeyo Marakwet County, celebrations reached high after Nyamongo Lee scored an impressive A with 81 points. In Baringo County, Kaproprita constituency turned into a dance arena after Faith Boswani of Kapsabet Girls High School achieved an A with 83 points.
I'm very happy. Though my greatest challenge was school fees, I thank God because He saw me through.
Meru County also had a reason to celebrate. Meru National School made history as 99% of its candidates qualified for university admission.
A plain 69, A minus 136, B plus 153, B plain 117.
Mombasa County was not left behind, with Shimolatewa, Leeds and Mamangina schools celebrating their students' strong performances.
Ninanuia kufanya medicine na ningependa pia baadaye niweze kupata wafadhili wakanisimamia, kwa sababu mwenyewe ninavyoangalia katika background yangu sina mtu atakaye support.
In Kajiado County, the glorious group of schools in Kitengela joined the top performers, celebrating with songs and dances. All Saints High School in Embu County recorded an improved results, with more students qualifying for university compared to 2024.
Wonderful results to their resilience, their hard work.
Meanwhile, Kapsabet School for the Deaf and Kapsabet Boys High School joined in the celebrations, exceeding expectations.
This is the highest mean that we have ever had.
Across the country, other top-performing schools, including Maryhill, Bungoma High School and Nairobi School, also marked their KCSE success. The KCSE results have sparked joy and celebrations in various families and schools across the country as the students reap the rewards of their hard work. Susan Locho for TV47, Nairobi.
Well, thank you very much, Suzanne, for that. And congratulations to, of course, all the candidates. We wish you well. Now, the politics surrounding school placements has taken center stage following sharp exchanges between government leaders and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos Sogamba has accused Gachagua of politicizing the education sector after claims that high-performing students were denied placement in national schools within their regions. While President William Ruto has also weighed in, warning against divisive narratives and insisting that all students deserve equal opportunities regardless of where they come from. Paul Kirobi tells us more.
Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has sharply criticized former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, warning him to steer clear of political interference in the education sector. Ogamba saying Gachagua's recent statements risk undermining the integrity of the system.
And we have said that they will have to go through us as a sector and as a government before they destroy the learners' future. because we need to protect our children. All of us here who went to schools even outside our home areas, and we are Kenyans. So for our leader to stand and say, this is our school, we do not want other people from other regions to come and learn here, it is nonsense.
This as his boss, President William Ruto, speaking following the release of the KCSE results, also addressed the issue. President Ruto said Gachagwa's remarks appear intended to create divisions among students, a move the government cannot permit.
No politician, however desperate they may be, however bankrupt they may be, to erect new boundaries for our children. We want our children to learn in every institution that is available to them in Kenya.
In the day, while addressing journalists, Gachagua claimed that he had received reports from parents alleging that some students who had qualified for national schools within their localities were denied admission.
I have examples. Parents have called me from Nyanza, Ngiagaos, Kamusinga High School, Mukumu Gaos, Machako School, Mulango Gaos in Kitui, St. Charles Wanga, Thika High School, where children from those areas who had applied to be considered to be admitted in those areas.
During the same briefing, the former deputy president criticized leaders from the northeastern region for failing to invest in educational institutions, claiming that valuable resources are being wasted.
Lectures about take action. Evolution has been in place since 2013. Regions deliberately refused to develop institutions. Children.
Later on, the former deputy president embarked on a tour in Kirinyaga County, promoting his party ahead of the 2027 general elections. Paul Kirobi, TV47, Nairobi.
United Democratic Alliance UDA is set to roll out its grassroots party elections tomorrow in what is being seen as a major test of its organizational strength and popularity ahead of the 2027 general election. Now, the exercise has attracted a record interest with more than 300,000 contestants across 20 counties in the Mount Kenya and Rift Valley regions. UDA Elections Board Chairman Anthony Moura says the party is fully prepared for the polls, which come at a time of heightened political temperatures, especially in Mount Kenya, where UDA is locked in a supremacy battle with former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's DCP party. Apollo Kamau reports.
The UDA Logistical Coordination Office along Mombasa Road was a hive of activity as officials led by National Elections Board Chairman Anthony Moura carried out final checks on electoral materials ahead of Saturday's grassroots elections set to take place in 20 counties.
And we are ready and prepared to start the elections tomorrow at 8 and finishing the election by 5. And you know, once we finish the election by 5, within 5 minutes the results will be out. Because of the gadgets we are using, our IT systems, it continues adding itself, and there is no margin of leaking or margin of error.
President William Ruto's UDA party faces a major litmus test in the grassroots polls, which have attracted a high number of contestants, particularly in the populous Mount Kenya region, where the party is locked in a supremacy battle with former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's DCP party.
When you have got such high numbers, how can you say that UDA is dead? How can UDA be dead and you won better south, better north contest? How can a dead party rise up and win a by-election?
Meru County has recorded the highest number of aspirants, with the party saying 35,343 aspirants have expressed interest in party positions. This is followed by Kiambu with 21,000 aspirants, Murang'a 20,880 aspirants, Nyandarua 18,665 aspirants, Nyeri 16,448 aspirants, Embu 15,881 aspirants, and Kirinyaga with 14,000 aspirants.
Out of the 388, I can comfortably tell you that more than 280 comes from Mount Kenya. And you are going to see it for yourselves tomorrow. I can tell you for sure the biggest county which have produced the biggest number of contestants in Mount Kenya is Meru.
In Kirinyaga, supremacy battles are expected as Governor Anne Waiguru faces off with a group of MPs led by Ndia MP George Kariuki, Mwea MP Mary Maingi, and Gishugu MP Robert Gishimo.
Kama huyo anashindana na mimi ni mwanamume, nitoboe nisitoboe? Kama ni mwanamume, ajitokeze, avae t-shirt yetu ya UDA, asimame kiti ya governor, achaguliwe Kirinyaga. But until you are elected as governor of Kirinyaga, hauwezi ambia Kirinyaga wewe ndio kiongozi. Nani amekupatia hiyo kiti? Hakuna, na utapitia mlango ya nyuma.
The elections, which have attracted close to 400,000 aspirants vying for 20 positions in each of the 12,800 polling stations, will also be conducted in the Rift Valley as well as Kakamega and Vihiga counties in western Kenya. UDA will also conduct nominations during the party polls in Kabras West Ward in Kakamega and Evurore and Muminji wards in Embu. The party's ward-level grassroots elections will be held on January 24th this year. Apul Kamak, TV47.
Now, President William Ruto has overseen the rollout of the Nyota Business Startup Program in Nakuru County as part of a nationwide youth empowerment initiative aimed at supporting young entrepreneurs previously locked out of formal opportunities. Now, the program, which kicked off in Kakamega and will next move to Nyeri, targets youth aged 29 years and below, offering phased business capital training and a savings component. The government says funds will be disbursed directly to beneficiaries to eliminate middlemen and ensure accountability. Faith Pongare reports.
President William Ruto has today launched the South 3 phase of a Nyota Business Startup Program at the Nakuru ASK Showground, providing youth with seed capital, mentorship and structured business training to start and grow enterprises. The initiative, part of a nationwide drive targeting young people aged 18 to 29 and up to 35 for persons with disabilities, aims to empower marginalized youth, including those with limited formal education and those in refugee communities. The government, with World Bank support, plans to reach over 800,000 young Kenyans through the program.
Nyota! Hapana, wajana. Nimesema pesa mfukoni. Nyota!
Thousands of beneficiaries from Nakuru, Narok, Kericho, Bomet and Baringo counties attended the launch after completing mandatory business skills training. In addition to seed funding, the Nyota program offers multiple stages of training, mentorship, job skill certification, on-the-job placement and access to government procurement opportunities.
Kenya imesumbuliwa na connection. Lazima ujue mtu, ndio ajue mtu, ndio apeleke mwingine, ndio relative, ndio jirani, ndio rafiki, ndio ule. No. Tunasema every Kenyan must have an opportunity.
Niko na mpango ya kuanzisha biashara ya duka. Already niko na duka, so ni kustock peke.
The nationwide Nyota program began its first phase in Mumias, Kakamega County, where over 12,000 youths received seed capital. Phase 2, running from January 8th to 16th, 2026, covers 27 counties in structured clusters.
Wiki tatu inayokuja tutakuwa tumepatiana 2.5 billion shillings to deserving young people in Kenya, 100,000 of them.
After Nakuru, the schedule moves to Nanyuki for beneficiaries from Laikipia, Isiolo and Samburu, then Nyeri, Murang'a, Kirinyaga and Nyandarua, followed by Meru, Machakos and Nairobi.
Mukishapata hizo pesa zenyu na mukianza hizo biashara zenyu, I will give you a waiver of your licenses.
Sisi tunahimiza wale county government washirikiane na sisi, waongeze vijana wengi ili waendelee kufanya biashara yako.
The program is central to the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, a flagship policy aimed at expanding jobs for opportunities of the Kenyan youth.
Bottom-up was not a slogan. It was a commitment and a plan on how to make sure every Kenyan, irrespective of their station, become part of the development of our nation. Salala.
Faith Wangare for TV47, Nairobi.
Now, the head of public service, Felix Koskei, has taken a firm stand against the proliferation of illicit brews, directing security agencies to intensify crackdowns across the country. Koskei says the menace continues to undermine social stability, public health, and economic productivity, with far-reaching consequences for families and communities. While speaking on governance and national values, the head of public service also called on Kenyans to embrace non-political, united approaches when addressing key national issues. He emphasized that sectors such as education should be shielded from political contestation, warning that divisive politics risk derailing long-term national development goals.
Education is a government forte. And I'm requesting politicians, those who are serving and those who are not, perhaps they have retired or they are outside, to be very careful, because politics will destroy our education if we allow you. We cannot balkanize the country in the education sector. We will not allow somebody to blackmail and intimidate some regions in the quest of trying to protect a region. Serikali itapambana na hii pombe haramu na hii madawa ya kulevya. And we are not going to relent. Hata wale wametoroka kidogo, wamejificha, tutawasaga, mukikimbia, muende na musirudi.
All right, so let's now get to some sporting action. Sport Pester League defending champions Kenya Police FC were held to a goalless draw by Kenya Commercial Bank FC on Friday evening at Kasarani Stadium in Nairobi. Another top-flight game played at Kasarani Annex. Relegation candidates of Apaka and Bidco United settled for a 1-1 draw. Coach Ezekiel Akwane's squad sits in 16th position on the standings with 15 points from 16 outings, while Bidco are 15th on the log with 15 points. Meanwhile, AFC Leopards top the table with 27 points ahead of Gor Mahia and Kakamega Homeboys. Bandari FC interim head coach Razak Siwa has assured fans of victory when they face Kakamega Homeboys at Mbaraki Stadium, Mombasa County this Saturday. Now, the host outfit has no injury concerns, according to the manager, who also revealed that they will unveil their new coach and players next week. So far, Siwa has recorded 1 win and 2 draws as the stand-by manager. Meanwhile, in other Saturday fixtures, AFC Leopards will take on Tusker FC. Mathare United will welcome Muranga Seal, while APS Bomet will host Mara Sugar. In Sunday's matches, Shabana will entertain Gor Mahia, while Nairobi United will travel to take on Ulinzi Stars. Ingwe top the standings with 27 points from 15 outings. They are followed by Kogalo, Homeboys and Tusker.
Na pale tulipo hatuja kuwa mahali pazuri, so lazima tungangane, tutafute pointi 3 kwa njia yoyote. Na tuko home, lazima tutumie advantage ya home ili kuchukua pointi 3.
This year naye kuna tu changes wataona, na tutajipush sisi kama players. Tumekuwa na meeting yetu na tutafanya change kubwa pia.
Kiingilio itakuwa ni shilingi 100 na VIP itakuwa ni shilingi 500. Na sasa hivi tumehamia digital. Nafikiri ni swala kama nimekuwa nikilizungumza kila siku.
All right, now moving on, Senegal progressed to the semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations after eliminating Mali in the quarters played this evening at the Tangier Stadium in Morocco. Meanwhile, hosts Morocco have a date with Cameroon tonight in the second quarter-final of the Africa Cup of Nations in Rabat. The last 8 game will be played at the 70,000-seater stadium. The Atlas Lions eliminated Tanzania in round 16, while the indomitable Lions of South Africa. The winner in this match will progress to the semi-final, where they will meet either Algeria or Nigeria. This game will be broadcasted live on Radio 47.